There's some legislation out there that is at the very least in tension with Catholic teaching, at least in America, and certainly in Europe. One such piece of legislation concerns presumed consent laws. And what these laws would do is they would presume consent in the absence of an explicit decision to donate. And it pertains to cadaver donation specifically. So if somebody, let's say, just didn't fill out a donor card or simply didn't check the box on their driver's license application in a state that accepted presumed consent, they're considered a viable source of organs upon their death. Now, it's inconsistent, or at least in tension with church teaching, because the church's teaching on organ donation has been fairly consistent and clear. On the one hand, the church does encourage donation, and it encourages donation because it is a charitable act. Now, in order to perform a charitable act, you have to will it. It has to be an act of will. It has to be rooted in a decision that the agent makes. If the agent doesn't make that decision, you can't attribute an act of charity to that person. So the church is very protective of the conditions necessary to perform a charitable act and to grow in charity. And so that's why the church has required explicit consent pertaining to organ donation. Some people might find, hey, there are lives at stake. The recipient needs the organ. Well, yeah, if more people would perform charitable acts, that problem would be solved. So the church doesn't discourage donation. It encourages two things: donation and to make that decision your own, to perform that charitable act. Regarding living donation, the sale of organs, there are two arguments against it. One, it would most likely exploit the poor. So the poor would be the only ones who would be attracted to selling their organs. Secondly, and more fundamentally, is it necessarily involves using your body as a means to another end.